What's up everyone, my name is Yano here and I feel like Peter McKinnon because we're going to be talking about some tech stuff today. Now if you're an occasional streamer or you're a streamer like a full-time like myself that has a streaming schedule, you probably heard about this new camera coming out from Sony, which is called ZV-1. Now Sony with their announcement made a really clear confirmation that they're going to be working with a lot of content creators in order to make this camera really well-rounded. So throughout the whole presentation you kind of get a feel that they're trying to help this smaller streamers or smaller content creators with a kind of a smaller budget type of the camera that has a lot of bells and whistles that could be compared to the DSLR cameras. For example, one of those things is the anti-shake, which is the image stabilization technique that they're using within their current sensor. It's not a mechanical one, but it's mostly a digital one because they don't have a fully frame-sized camera within that small of a body. Now, another great feature that they were showcasing was a night mode. Actually, it was doing a really great job comparing to the current smartphone scene and how their cameras is actually improving year by year. But at the same time, if you create like myself and you have your controlled lighting atmosphere, you don't need that harsh digital exposure within that night mode. However, there was also one thing that they missed out of their presentation, but they were really heavily advertising right before that, which for streamers is frankly quite important because everybody's becoming heavily dependent on a cam link in order to use their DSLR or full frame camera to be connected to their screen. The one thing that they said is right now, even though the camera is not fully released yet, they are working on a software where you'll be able to connect your Sony ZV-1 with a USB straight to the computer without any capture card, and we'll be able to capture that image right away. Now if you don't know or if you don't remember, Sony actually already has this implemented on all the Sony A series cameras. And that is really interesting because they're coming out with a new version of the camera which is ZV-1, but this current software is available for all the Sony A series cameras. So like Sony a6000, a6100, a6300, a6400, a7 Mark I, a7 Mark II, a7 Mark III, a7 Mark IIs, a7 Mark IIR. You see where I'm going with this, right? So today I'm gonna show you how you can use any one of those cameras to actually use it either on your stream or if you would like to turn it into an actual webcam. So I'm pretty much sure that you can use this technique that I'm about to show you with any Series A camera from Sony. It's a really simple process, and the only things that you'll need to do is you'll need to have your Sony A series camera, you'll need your USB that allows for data transfer and not just a charging through only. But if you cannot find one, you can order one on Amazon, they're quite cheap. You need to make sure that it's actually data transferable and not just charges your camera, so I'll link the right one in the description down below. You'll need your computer of course, and also you'll need two softwares which are free to download, and I'll show you how to use them. So the two softwares that you'll need for this is going to be the Sony A imaging software, and another one is going to be the OBS. Now before you connect your camera, there's a really important setting that you'll need to enable, which will have to be done within your camera. What do you have to do? You have to press the menu button, you have to scroll all the way to the right where you have your toolbox, scroll down and click on USB connection setting and then turn it into the PC remote. Now if it is grayed out for you, don't worry, it's not available in your case, but you just need to disable your Wi-Fi remote from your current camera. What you'll have to do, you'll have to go back into the settings menu, you'll have to find your green settings section, which is usually the network, which is represented by the globe, and turn off wireless connection with your phone. The next step is actually going to be connecting your camera to the desktop, so you have to put in that USB into the charging port of your camera, and then the USB part goes into the USB part on your desktop. So this is where the fun part begins, so let's jump into my desktop and I'll show you what to do next. So now that we're on the desktop, there's going to be a couple of softwares like I mentioned previously that you'll need to download. One of them is going to be the Image Suite by Sony, which will only need one of the applications from there, which is called the Remote, and another one is going to be the OBS, which is currently what I'm using to record the screen. Now, after you've connected your USB with your camera and your machine of choice, whether it's a desktop or laptop, click on Remote. A new window popping up, essentially letting you know that the connection is either successful or not. The one thing that I'll have to point out that whenever you connect your USB for the first time, there's going to be a bit of a buffering time that you'll need to wait for the connection between the camera and the remote to establish. If that doesn't happen, click the refresh. Now in my case, my camera is already been found by my computer, so what I have to do is basically double click on it and the connection is currently being established. Now what's going to happen right now is a new window is going to pop up and show myself right there, which is currently I'm talking to my camera and I have my screen right in front of me. As you can see, there's a bit of this juggle and my focus just pretty much just jumps all over the place. There's one trick that you have to do in order to fix that. So when I press the autofocus, everything just focuses on me and everything is perfectly in line with my face. As you can see, the image is really crisp and can be used for actual streams. So let's go ahead and use it in the actual OBS so that you can set up your stream the way that I usually do. So what we'll have to do, we'll have to keep this window open. We'll have to open up our OBS. We'll have to add a new source, and the source is going to be window capture. So, which is a window capture. We name it whatever we want. I'm just gonna keep it as window capture. Automatically, my software already found my camera because that's the only window that's currently open on my desktop, and we'll click OK. Now, as you can see, there's a lot of borders that we don't really need for our software to use, right? Because we want to use our really cool overlay. Here's a little trick. You hold Alt and you start adjusting your camera and you start cropping it to the way that you want to. Now, as long as this is the look that you're trying to achieve, here's what's going to happen next. You're just simply going to resize your camera and put it in the right spot, and your stream is ready to go. So that's it, that's the end of the video. Please smash this like button, helps me out a lot, helps you to stay tuned with this kind of content. And don't forget to subscribe because there's gonna be a lot more great episodes coming your way. Thank you guys again, and I'll see you guys on Twitch. Have a good one.